Welcome to South Kensington, one of London's more desirable neighbourhoods, and a suitably pricey place to start our test of top-end laptops. Now, normally this is a contest between Macs and PCs, but with Google's Chromebooks becoming more popular, I've included one of those too. In our test of light, slim and pricey laptops, we're starting with Google's Chromebook Pixel, which comes with a 12.8 5-inch touchscreen that boasts an amazing 4.3 million pixels. The Windows contender is the Asus Zenbook UX301. And from Apple, the 13-inch MacBook Pro with Retina display, one of the forerunners in slender, elegant design. One of the reasons they achieve such svelte figures is they dispense with moving parts. No optical drives or conventional hard drives for these three. They're flash in every sense. All our laptops have solid-state drives that use flash memory rather than spinning disks. They promise to be faster and more energy efficient. But which is the flashiest? South Kensington is home to the Victoria and Albert Museum, the world's greatest museum of art and design. And Kieran Long is its curator of all things tech. He decides which computers, phones and gadgets deserve to join the 2.5 million objects in the V&A's collection. Is one of these three stylish enough to make it 2.5 million and one? Let's start with the Chromebook Pixel. It feels a very nicely engineered piece of work.
It's pretty chunky. It feels like a solid monolith, doesn't it? I quite like the typeface on the keys. It feels modern. There's something appealing about that. Not too branded, but it feels contemporary.
Next, the Asus Zenbook.
I'm a big fan of Asus. It's a different kind of aesthetic, isn't it? You sort of feel a bit like the luxury is sort of tacked on. You know, this back is clearly meant to be flashy, but you know, in general, I'm not feeling like this is a particularly luxurious object once you get inside.
And the MacBook.
We've seen so many iterations of this MacBook, which just seem to further refine what is, I must say, a brilliant piece of design.
So if you had to put one of these in the collection of the Victoria and Albert Museum, which one would it be?
The one that sort of attracts me a bit more is the Google product.
So the Chromebook edges it from the Mac in the design stakes. But how well does that cloud-based system work on the move? Is it really a match for Windows on the Asus and OS X on the Mac? The first thing you notice about the Chromebook is that it's incredibly quick to start. That's because the operating system stored on the machine is very minimalist. The rest is in the cloud. I'm ready to get on with whatever I want in just over 10 seconds. The built-in SSD is only phone-sized, but you do get a terabyte of Google Drive, and there's a range of Chrome apps you can use online. Even if you find yourself offline, you can still use your Chromebook as Google has intended because they've adapted many of the apps to work offline and they sync back up again once you're reconnected. Next, I looked at the Asus, which runs Windows 8.1, the operating system designed for touchscreens. Now, the Asus starts up nearly as quickly as the Chromebook, although one irritation you notice immediately is that a lot of the text, a lot of the buttons are very, very small. With these high-resolution displays, Windows doesn't seem to cope with the scaling that well. The Asus has features that operate like a tablet and functions that work like a conventional laptop. The slightly sort of dual-sided character of this operating system does take some getting used to. It feels a bit like a prototype that's not thought through properly. After Google Chrome and Windows 8.1, the Mac's OS X Mavericks has no surprises. Amazingly, the MacBook feels ever so slightly retro compared to the other two. However, it all works very well indeed. It also usefully comes with a load of iWork and other applications free to download, which are starting to make Microsoft's Office look rather expensive. The Mac wins the battle of the operating systems. Refined over many years, it's quick, feature-rich, and even without a touchscreen, it offers the best usability. For our final test, I want to give the processors a real workout. And to do that, we've set up a time-lapse on this balcony. Over the course of the next 17 minutes, this camera will be taking a 5-megapixel JPEG every 2 seconds. And then we're going to combine the resulting 500 shots, about 2.5 gigabytes of material, into a time-lapse video. When the Canon had stopped firing, we uploaded the JPEGs to the 3 machines.
For the Mac and the Asus, we're using Adobe Premiere, the video editor.
But unfortunately, Adobe Premiere isn't available as an online app for the Chromebook.
So instead, I found an online alternative, the online time-lapse maker. I'm a little worried it's going to take a while to upload the files, though. But let's see.
The Chromebook has a big drawback, and that is that if you need to crunch big numbers in an online app, you're limited by the speed of your internet connection, in this case, the hotel's Wi-Fi. But no such worries for the other 2 high-end laptops, and in our processor crunch-off, the Asus took an early lead. But it didn't last.
Jolly good. Well, I'm very pleased with the time-lapse. That's excellent. And I think I'm most pleased with the Mac's performance. It was certainly quicker creating it, and you get a nicer colour rendition, better brightness too.
Time for the G ratings. It's 2 Gs for the Chromebook. It might be the future, but it's not here yet. And today, at this price, it just doesn't stack up against the other multifaceted machines. It's 3 Gs for the Asus. It's light and powerful, but neither it nor Windows feels special enough to deserve its high price. And it's 4 Gs for the MacBook Pro. It may not have a trendy touchscreen, but it justifies its high price by being an excellent all-rounder.